Snell's Cy Young campaign is in the home stretch, with the Rays left-hander tied for first in the Major League in wins and second in the American League in ERA. Today, Blake takes to the hill in the series finale against MVP candidate Jose Ramirez and the Cleveland Indians. We welcome you to Tropicana Field this afternoon in the wrap-up game of this series between the Rays and the Indians. Series even at a game apiece. Hi again, everyone, and welcome to an afternoon of Rays baseball. The Rays opened this homestand with 4 consecutive wins, dropped last night's game to Cleveland, and oh, what a pitching matchup we have this afternoon. Blake Snell, battling for that Cy Young Award, will go to the mound for the Rays.
Listen, he's going to go up against Carlos Carrasco. You can't have much of a better pitching matchup than you have here this afternoon. Both of these guys fully capable of just taking over a game. We'll see who's able to do that here this afternoon. Blake Snell, if you look at his last 6 starts, you cannot be much more dominant. He's won them all. The ERA of 1.32. He's given up 5 earned runs in just 34 innings. And how about this? A 49 strikeout to 5 walk ratio. That's almost 10-1. He has been utterly dominant in this stretch and really all season long. On the other side, Carlos Carrasco, he's on a nice little run himself. You go back over the last 13 games, he's 8-3 with a 2.43 earned run average, and his most recent start was in Toronto against the Blue Jays. How about this line? He went 8 innings, 1 earned run, 14 punch-outs. Ended up with a no decision, but that shows you how he can be dominant. So this should be a whole lot of fun to watch, and we'll see who is a little bit more sharp.
Well, the Rays have played the first 2 games of this series without the services of Kevin Kiermaier, out with general illness. And so the Rays will have him back in the lineup, and Rich Hollenberg will have the complete medical report when we come back.
and take the series from Cleveland. Kevin Kiermaier sidelined and sick the last 2 games, but you know he is chomping at the bit to get back in this lineup, which he is today because of the September that he's had so far. A 7-game hitting streak, batting .520 with 3 homers, 2 doubles, a triple, and 7 RBIs with multiple hits in 5 of his last 6 games. Kiermaier is bowed, but not broken.
I'm just happy to be back out there today. You know, tough couple days for me, but you know, I'm back out there today, and I'll be happy to be patrolling center again.
Do you feel like you're at 100%, and if not, what kind of percentage could you give us?
Baseball players, we're never truly 100%, no matter how good we feel. But I'm good enough to play, so I'll be out there.
Pulling himself up by the bootstraps, Kiermaier back patrolling center field and hitting 6th in the lineup as the Rays look to bat Blake Snell in search of win number 19. Just under 4 minutes to go before first pitch. Dwayne and BA with the call coming up next.
Rays send Blake Snell to the mound this afternoon in pursuit of a series victory and individually his 19th win. Square off against the Cleveland Indians. Rays have won 3 and dropped 2 against Cleveland as they conclude their season series. Today's lineup presented by your Southern Ford dealers for Cleveland. Francisco Lindor leads off at short, followed by Yandy Diaz. The first baseman, Jose Ramirez, will hit third and play second. The DH and hitting cleanup is Edwin Encarnacion. Brandon Geyers in left. Melky Cabrera in right. Rajai Davis in center hits 7th in front of Roberto Perez, the catcher. Eric Gonzalez will bat 9th and play third base.
Well, let's take a look at Blake Snell and see how he lines up against the rest of the American League starting pitchers. 18 wins. He's tied for first, second in ERA at 2.06. I mean, all those numbers across the board, fantastic. And on top of all of that, Blake Snell has been utterly untouchable here at Tropicana Field with a record of 9-1 and an ERA of 1.23 at home.
So here we go with Lindor in the batter's box, hitting right-handed against the lefty Snell. Lindor hitting .367 from the right side, .285 overall. And the pitch is fouled right back. Strike one. We are underway right on time at 10 minutes past the hour. Lindor had a base hit last night, 1 for 5. 2 for 5 in the first game. Rays won that first game 6-5. Dropped the game last night 2-0. There's a strike call. 0-2. Snell with these 18 wins. He and Corey Kluber topped the American League with 18 wins apiece. Luis Severino next with 17. Down a bit right there. Breaking ball. It's 2-2. Ground ball headed to short. Velasquez makes the pickup, and that takes care of Lindor to get this one underway.
Well, how about getting Andrew Velasquez involved in this game right off the bat as we look at the rest of the Rays defense, brought to you by Golden Diamond Source. And in the outfield left to right, we've got Tommy Pham, Kevin Kiermaier, and Malik Smith. And then across this infield, by the way, the all-rookie infield, Joey Wendell, Andrew Velasquez, Brandon Lau, and Jake Bowers. There's Jesus Sucre behind the plate.
Now the Rays do that more often than not these days on that infield. Now Diaz takes the pitch a little wide. 1 ball, no strikes. Matt Duffy out of the lineup again. He's had a little back issue. 1-1 the count. Yandy Diaz hitting .314, 1 home run in 23 games with 11 runs batted in. This one is down, a ball, 2 strikes there, a little foul ball down the third base side. There's Terry Francona, 6th year as the manager of this Cleveland Indians ball club. 2-2 the count on Diaz. He's had 6 consecutive winning seasons, Francona. And a swing and a miss. So Diaz is out on strikes. And Sucre took a little shot after that swing.
The breaking ball in the dirt, you kind of lengthen that swing to try to get it, and then the long backswing, and that hit Sucre, as you could see, right on top of the helmet.
Sucre takes a moment or two to collect his thoughts. First strikeout for Snell. 2 up and 2 down in the first. And here's Jose Ramirez, 3rd leading hitter when it comes to power. 37 home runs on the year for Ramirez. 3rd in runs batted in with 98.
And on top of that, 32 stolen bases. It can hurt you so many different ways.
Caps it foul, 1-1.
And really up to Blake Snell and the rest of the Rays pitching staff to keep him down for one more day. He had come into this series not swinging the bat particularly well and really hasn't picked it up since. and you hope you can stave that off at least one more day.
Yeah, he came into this series hitting under 200 for the month of September. Good time to catch him because this guy can wreak havoc up there at the plate from either side. Now it's 3-1. On deck, Edwin Encarnacion. A swing and a miss. 3-1 fastball. 97 right there as Ramirez tried to catch up.
Boy, and as a hitter, you do your homework on Blake Snell and you realize in a 3-1 count, you're not necessarily going to get the fastball. You got to be ready for everything, and he just gets flat out overpowered. That ball was by him.
And again, 98 up, and he strikes him out. A 1-2-3 inning with 2 strikeouts. And the Rays will come in to hit in the bottom of the first inning. Malik Smith, Joey Wendell, and Tommy Pham. Southern Ford dealers following Malik Smith will be Joey Wendell and then Tommy Pham. Ji-Man Choi in there as the DH. Brandon Lau will play second. He'll hit fifth. Kevin Kiermaier hitting sixth today in front of Jake Bowers. Jesus Sucre eighth. And Andrew Velasquez at shortstop bats ninth.
Well, taking the mound this afternoon for the Cleveland Indians, right-hander Carlos Carrasco making his 28th start of the season. 16 wins, an ERA of 3.41. 169 innings of work.
And the first pitch is in there, a strike call by Paul Nart, the plate umpire. A 3.03 average as Malik continues to run in that top 10 in the league in hitting. That pitch had some bite to it, down and in for strike 2.
Well, Carrasco, fastball, slider, curveball, and change. And he's a guy that really, when he stays on schedule, he mixes his pitches as well as anybody. And that's why he can be at times extremely overpowering.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Rays starting today 14 games over 500, 79 and 65. Last night's game snapped that 12-game winning streak at home. A little tapper down to Gonzalez at third. And Malik is out of there, third to first.
Well, let's quickly set that Cleveland Indian defense for you. Brought to you by Golden Diamond Source, and in the outfield left to right, we've got Brandon Guyer, Rajay Davis, and Melky Cabrera. Across the infield, third to first, Eric Gonzalez, Francisco Lindor, Jose Ramirez, and Yandy Diaz, with Roberto Perez behind the plate. Friend of the show in center field today, Dwayne.
Absolutely. Rajay Davis out there. Joey Wendell takes the pitch for a ball. There he is. He can still go get him. Hasn't lost much speed. He's always been extremely fast. 38 years old, playing center field.
Boy, that comes in handy when you're talking about down the stretch meaningful games. The Indians may not have many because of the division they're in. But you talk about getting into the postseason, having a guy that can come off the bench and pinch run, a defensive replacement, can do a lot of things for you.
And he's been through it all.
Yep. Oh, yes.
Roller to second. Ramirez just moving over there in this series. And Wendell is out of there, 4-3. Yeah, the Indians lowered their magic number to clinch the American League Central to 3 with the victory last night. Now Tommy Pham, he carries to the plate a 15-game hitting streak into this game. Combined .262 average with St. Louis and the Rays, 17 home runs. Pitch is down. The Toyota inside look takes a peek at his production during this 15-game hitting streak, over 400. 2-0.
Yeah, not coming by it cheaply. Multi-hit games, extra base hits, take some walks.
And that's a strike, just caught a part of the corner.
And he's brought along his green hat, and that's always fun.
Yes, he has.
Through the quad.
15-game streak. Down to third. That ball gets up on Gonzalez and away from him, and will be tracked down in shallow left by Lindor. So Pham will get a base hit off that, and the exit velocity will have a lot to do with that. 16-game hitting streak. VA, what's the hitting velocity on that?
Well, Dwayne, when you go up over 109, it's a hit. I mean, that ball was 109.4 off of the bat and just ate Gonzalez alive. Really not even his fault. That is a rocket.
Well, we've seen Pham hit the ball very hard consistently, and we heard that from his time in St. Louis. He does hit the ball hard on the ground and in the air. Now here's Choi hitting one deep to center field. Davis is going to go back. Out of here. Home run for G-Man Choi. And the Rays grab a 2-0 lead. Choi walked it off here Monday, giving the Rays a 6-5 win. Home run in the first today gives him a 2-0 lead. His 7th home run in a Rays uniform. Well, what a development he has been.
You know, this is what you wanted to see today, Dwayne. A quick turnaround, and you wanted to see the Rays offense getting back to being aggressive. I think what Shane Bieber did to them last night, he had this Rays offense back on their heels more than we've seen maybe in the last month or so. And even the game in Cleveland where Kluber, was dominant against the Rays offense, he was basically using their aggressiveness against him, where last night Bieber took their aggressiveness away from him.
Yeah.
And so to all of a sudden the following morning come back against Carrasco and start attacking him, well, right in the middle of the plate too, and we know Choi's strong.
Yeah, that ball came right back over the middle, and boy, he lifted it right out of here to center.
That's a great development though. Come right back out ready to swing.
Little tap down to first. Lau is out. Diaz unassisted. 2 runs on the home run by G-Man Choi. And the Rays break out in front at the end of an inning. Rays 2, Cleveland 0. 2-0, and we move on to the second with Edwin Encarnacion, the designated hitter, in the box for Cleveland. Pitch fastball away from him off the plate. 1-0. Geyer and Cabrera will follow Encarnacion. And that's going to be a strike call.
Well, I'll tell you what, Blake Snell, take note of that.
Yeah.
You're going to get that pitch.
Did you see Encarnacion's head swivel there? Quick neck turn.
Well, he understands. If Blake Snell gets that pitch, Mr. Nard, we don't have a chance. So.
Yeah, it's tough enough to cover this little area right there in front of me.
Yep.
You're going to widen that, that's going to be an issue. And there's a strike.
Well, he has seen one of everything in this at-bat. And Blake Snell breaking out the full arsenal here against Encarnacion.
Swing and a miss. Finishes him with the fastball up at 97. 3 consecutive strikeouts. And with that, let's check in quickly with Rich Hollenberg. Rich?
Thanks, Dwayne. The question is, are you good because you're comfortable, or are you comfortable because you're good? Blake Snell is pitching to Jesus Sucre for the 7th time this year. He's got a 1.25 ERA when Sucre catches him. I talked to Jesus before the game. He said when he has all 4 pitches working, it doesn't really matter. He could throw any fingers between his legs when Blake is pitching, as we see him coming up to Brandon Geyer for the first time. But the last time they pitched to each other together, they were battery mates, was in Cleveland, and he pitched pretty well that time.
And so the same battery here against the Indians today. A roller by Geyer out to short. Velasquez takes care of his second chance.
Oh, there's something to be said for that camaraderie that you have with the catcher, starting pitcher and catcher. You know, Greg Maddux, for the longest time, he had his own personal catcher. You've got guys that you work well with. They know you. They know your stuff. They know what you like to do. And that, you know, at some point it just clicks.
Yep.
And really becomes symbiotic.
Well, as you well know, that's a special relationship there. First pitch is a strike call to Melky Cabrera. It's, 2 guys work as closely together. And you can speak to that from experience, pitcher catcher. I don't know that there's any other relationship where 2 people work closer together than that.
Yeah. And you really, when it clicks and you find that really, it's like getting married, that special someone that you want to marry behind the plate. I mean, it's like you are thinking on the same wavelength. You almost don't even have to put signs down. He knows what you want to throw. I mean, he's almost, is it you being 1 step ahead of him, or is he 1 step ahead of you? It's very, very special when it clicks like that.
Yeah, that's a quality pitchers look for in catchers. Not every catcher has that, but the really good ones do.
Yes.
And a wave and a little chopping swing right there by Cabrera. He's out on strikes. 6 up, 6 down, 2-0 Rays. WB Mason. Who but WB Mason, the official office supply company of the Tampa Bay Rays. By Simply Healthcare. Live the Simply life. And by Geico. 15 minutes can save you 15% or more on car insurance. Kevin Kiermaier leading off the bottom of the second inning. A little number right back to the hill, and Carrasco takes care of that. So Kiermaier just back after missing the first 2 games of this series. Went after the first pitch, bounced it right back to Carrasco. Jake Bauers. Jake hitting 193. Collected his 10th home run in the first game of this series here Monday. And he takes a strike. Rays with 2 in the first on the home run by Choi. There's a shot. Well tagged back into right. Cabrera to the wall, and he makes the catch and falls to the track. Cabrera went back to the wall making that grab. Now picks himself up, but he's just fine.
Dwayne, I think that ball got in on Jake just enough. Boy, if that ball is barreled, it is out of here. There's no question about it. But that thing I got in on him just a little bit. And here's your Bonefish Grill fresh catch of the game. Melky Cabrera tracks it down, eats the wall, and hangs on.
Boy, that's where you really appreciate the padding out there. Could you imagine days when the walls didn't have padding?
How about April, May at Wrigley?
Yes.
You're still down.
Yeah. Yeah, that brick wall out there was unforgiving. 1-0 the count to Jesus Sucre. The ivy was for the beautification and not for the padding.
No, not at all. And nothing is more unforgiving than brick and mortar.
This pitch down. Personal experience speaking.
No, I've just seen it. I've seen it. It doesn't give.
Wave and a miss. 2-2. Sucre is essentially the backup catcher, and it's difficult to stay sharp at the plate. You've got an 0 for 14 going right now.
And then you come in the game that you are going to get to play. You're going to face Carrasco, who's coming off of a 14 strikeout performance in Toronto in 8 innings.
Starts to go on that pitch as it bounced in wide.
Oh, that is the life of a backup catcher. No doubt about it. It is not easy.
You have to stay in tune with all the pitchers, although you're not catching them all the time. And then you try to stay somewhere down the line sharp at the plate, which is a major challenge. Roll down to third. Gonzalez plays this one to first. And a quick 1-2-3. We go to the third. Rajai Davis will lead it off. Rays lead 2-0.
this ball game 2-0 as we head into the top of the third. And let's take a look at a scouting report on Rajai Davis. Quick twitch. We had talked about it earlier. A guy that has not lost any speed whatsoever, does everything with a lot of energy. Fill in like he is today in center field, can steal a bag for you, pinch run, can do a lot of different things. And friend of the show, Dwayne, he is one of your all-time favorites. Had the big home run for the Tribe in the World Series a couple seasons ago, where you really thought him hitting that home run off Chapman, that was going to be the end of it. The Indians were going to find a way to win that series. They did not, but still a guy that has a special place in this booth.
Well, I'll tell you, a lot of people across the country thought that was going to do it for Cleveland, that home run.
You and I were texting.
We were back
after that home run.
Yep.
Because that you're thinking the same thing. Chapman, as dominant as he was, and Davis takes him out down the left field line. You're like, this is it. Indians are going to find a way.
The chopper foul. 1-2. Well, here's that moment in the World Series against the Cubs, and boy, it appeared that would do it for Cleveland.
I mean, how in the world he got that thing elevated, too?
Yep.
I mean, you go down and get it. You got King James fired up about it.
Now, a big cut to miss. Boy, Snell blew that one right by him at 97. So that is 5 strikeouts for Blake Snell.
Boy, and he has had at least 3 with that fastball up in the zone, up above the zone, that these guys just cannot lay off of at 97, 98 miles an hour. So he starts to exploit up there, and then all of a sudden here comes slider, curveball off of that, even changeup.
Now the catcher, Roberto Perez. And that fastball is up at 97. Yeah, when you have 97 and then those 3 supplemental pitches, secondary pitches that are good on their own, good luck with all that. How about that? 96 on the edge. 1-1.
Well, you can see already that Blake feels really good with the fastball in the early going. That at bat with Jose Ramirez told you that. Fell behind 3-1 and just overpowered him.
2-1. Put that expression on the face of Ramirez. He wasn't happy with that at bat. But what are you going to do in that situation? Blake misses with the hard stuff, up and away. It's 3-1.
Trying to figure him out right now. What in the world are we going to do with this guy? Well, he's been so consistently good all season. How about this, Dwayne? 2 earned runs or fewer in 23 of his 27 starts.
Yeah, those are amazing numbers. And if he continues this, I'll tell you, and we've, for the last couple of weeks, started to talk about the Cy Young Award. And, you know, Bauer, because he's on the DL with Cleveland, pretty much out of the conversation lately. But here's a thought. People are talking about Chris Sale, maybe ahead of Snell, who walks Perez, gives up the pass. But it would appear that there's Sale. It would appear that Blake Snell is going to wind up with a bigger workload than Sale. People still talking about Sale maybe having the inside track. But I think you could construct a pretty good argument on that basis for Blake Snell.
Yeah, and Chris Sale, you know, was limited to 1 inning in his start yesterday, and that was by design. I think they maybe hoped to get 2 out of him, but after 1, I think he had 26 pitches. You know, you're going to come out. Corey Kluber, you got to believe, because the Indians are sitting in the catbird seat in the Central Division, that they're going to manage his innings down the stretch. So he's not going to have as many opportunities going forward as maybe he would if they were neck and neck in a pennant race. And Blake Snell, we'll see how it works out with him.
Back into center. Kiermaier's there to take care of that. Well, that was the first topic that came up when Snell's name was thrown into that Cy Young consideration. Well, what about the innings? Those other guys are going to have more innings. Well, maybe not.
Yeah.
And if Bauer, because he's on the DL, is almost persona non grata in that, despite great numbers.
Yep.
And Sale's going to be in a similar situation in regard to workload.
He's going to, by the time he makes his next start, he will have fallen out of the ERA race because he won't have enough innings to qualify. You have to have 1 inning per game that your team has played. He's got 147 innings. His team has played 145 games. So by the time it rolls back around to him, it's going to be 149, 150. He won't even be on the list anymore. And so you're right about Bauer. You're right about Sale. Obviously, Kluber's going to end up with a good chunk more innings, but are they going to be, how many more starts is he going to get? Is he going to continue and finish strong? It's still going to be a fascinating race, but it's starting to clear itself up a little bit.
2 strikes on Lindor, 2 outs with Perez at first. He drew the walk, working the count to 3-2.
And just how consistent the domination has been for Blake. Like I said, 2 earned or fewer in 23 of 27. Right now, if you're the Indians and you're going by that, well, you hope that maybe you can get a couple of runs and it's going to be a wash. That's how good he's been.
Well, back. Still a 2-strike count to Lindor. Lindor came into the game 1 of 9. Lindor and Ramirez had as many at-bats against Snell as any Cleveland hitter, both at 9. Lindor came in 1 of 9. Ramirez 3 of 9. So they each have 10 at-bats against him now. One ball, 2 strikes. Some serious conversation going on in that dugout involving Jose Ramirez. Upstairs, 2-2. Fastball out of the zone at 98. And that one misses. Lindor lays off.
Putting up a nice little fight here after falling down 0-2. Some good takes, especially on that slider right there. He didn't even flinch.
Yeah. Snell trying to do to Lindor, hitting right-handed what Bieber did to the Rays left-handed hitters in last night's game. And a foul ball. Bieber had that slider on the back foot of a lot of the left-handed hitters for the Rays.
Boy, how good was he with that pitch? And it was all set up by the command of the fastball. He really commanded that pitch. There's not a ton of movement to it. Not a ton of arm side run. Not a big sinker. Pretty true four-seamer. But, boy, he was dotting up both edges of the plate, and then that slider was late.
3-2 again from Snell to Lindor. And he got it. He strikes him out. Well, he decided to go with the curveball and strikes him out. 6 strikeouts for Blake Snell. Talking a little baseball right there. Headed into the bottom of the 3rd inning. It's 2-0 Tampa Bay. race this weekend when the Rays face the Oakland A's. And just for $10, you can get lower corner tickets to Saturday and Sunday's playoff chase matchups between the Rays and the Athletics. So don't miss two of the hottest teams in baseball. Visit raysbaseball.com/Oakland. Here's the wild card right now. The Rays 8.5 back right now, hoping to pick up some ground today. Andrew Velasquez leading off the home half of inning 3, 1-1 the count. Rays play today and Oakland tonight in Baltimore. Rays got their runs in the first. Ground ball down to first. Diaz will make the play unassisted. So one away. And the top of the order, Malik Smith, will be coming up. Malik's loved the home park atmosphere. Gets this one past Gonzalez. Lindor to first, not in time. With his speed, going to be very difficult to get him at first. And for a moment, second base was left wide open. Ramirez had gone to the right side trying to back up the throw. And second base was wide open, but no chance to move up.
Once he gets the ball by Yandy Diaz, it's a base hit. That's the bottom line. Or excuse me, Eric Gonzalez. Dives, even that would have been tough. But once it gets by him, with Lindor moving the direction that he was, no way you're getting Malik Smith. Nice scoop over there by Diaz to really save an easy move up.
So Malik's picks up the base hit.
Well, that was interesting too, to see the panic of the Cleveland middle infield once they realized, Lindor makes the play heading towards the third base line, Ramirez backing things up, and then the realization, uh-oh, he's safe and there's nobody there. And both of them just making a beeline for second base.
Malik's with his lead. And draws the throw. Well, 11 steals in 15 attempts against Carrasco. Malik's 31 steals on the year. Been caught 10 times.
Well, the Rays as a team, one of the more active teams on the base paths, especially since the All-Star break.
Yeah, tied for second. These two teams right here, 1-2 in steals. Wendell pops it up. That's Gonzalez down at third waiting. And he makes the catch for the second out.
You remember, it was just a couple of seasons ago, maybe not even that long, where the stolen base was poo-poo. Nobody wanted to steal bags.
Yeah, you were anti-analytical if you would steal a base.
Way too old school.
Yeah.
And now you're starting to see that come back in vogue. Red Sox run a ton.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Red Sox in that ballpark, you think, well, the Red Sox traditionally have never stolen bases. Well, they are now.
Yeah.
The Indians lead the league in steals. The Rays tied for second. And they keep an eye on Malik Smith.
Now, everything's relative, because the Indians, their number of stolen bases as a team, I think Ricky Henderson outdid that by himself one season.
Tommy Pham, runner goes. Picked a good pitch, and he is in there. Stolen base head first for Malik's number 32 on the year. First pitch to Pham was off speed, and Malik's is in with a stolen base.
Well, there he is, off and running. Roberto Perez up there. That throw, you see how Got to keep that oven mitt right on the bag. He is up and out of there. The throw is high. Ramirez brings that tag down. You see he's got that foot right in front of second base too, trying to make the target even smaller for Smith. Put that foot right in front of the bag. Not where you're going. Well, he goes to the left of it, and then you've got to keep it attached as the tag stays on. That's the new game.
Yep, and Malik's made sure with that mitt was still in contact with the bag. Ramirez trying to maybe inch it off a little bit.
Everybody's got their style of sliding into second, and 99% it's going to be head first, and you're reaching for the bag. But you know you've got enough middle infielders coming in there and sticking their leg in front of second base.
Yeah, that steal puts Malik's into a second place tie with Jose Ramirez for stolen bases with 32. The strike called on Pham. Merrifield of Kansas City leads the league with 33. So with 2 outs, the Rays have Malik Smith in scoring position. It's too low. Rays put 2 on the board in the first when Choi belted the 2-run home run. That followed a 2-out single by Pham. It's a strike, 2-2 now. Takes it a little bit wide right there. Full count. Indians have the outfield a little bit to the other side for Tommy Pham. He came in hitting .361 for the month of September and has a hit already. Fouls it back. Pham is one of those hitters where if a pitcher decides to challenge him, you can be sure he's up there to challenge the pitcher.
Well, he takes these, well, you know, game day. He's one of those guys, game day, you can see him more like a football player than a baseball player. Going to be out there ready to get some things done.
And he draws the walk. Held up. So he's on base for the second straight time, and that's going to get Choi to the plate, who homered in the first.
Tommy Pham seeing the ball so well right now. That speaks a couple of things. It speaks to the hitting streak, and then also that walk right there. And this is what followed up the base hit. That's another inning, too. 2 outs and nobody on, and the Rays don't give up the inning. Single homer lead.
It's characteristic of this team. He takes a strike on the outside edge. Nicely placed by Carrasco. Down in the count. So he's homered 3 times in the last 5 games. Bounces in. Perez can't find it immediately, and the base runners will advance. Perez had no idea where that ball wound up. And the Rays on a wild pitch have both men in scoring position.
Boy, just yanked the slider down and in, and it comes up right off the bottom of that mask, and that's where Perez gets confused. Not sure where that thing bounced. Didn't catch him in the chest protector. Got a better chance there and caught the mask.
Seventh wild pitch of the year charged to Carrasco. Pham second, Smith at third. 1 and 2 on Pham. And the breaking ball is down. 2 and 2. Let's go back over the last 25 games and see the production put together by Ji-Man Choi. 16 extra base hits.
How about it? 17 driven in. Extremely productive.
And after falling behind, now up there with a full count, couple breaking balls and a changeup, and it's 3 and 2. Full count pitch. Swing and a miss. Well, he got him with the break of the slider there. Strikes him out. We're through 3 and the Rays lead 2-0. Snell out there on the hill to face Yandy Diaz, the Cleveland first baseman. This pitch is too high. Ramirez next, followed by Encarnacion. Broken bat, a ground ball toward the middle. Velasquez over there, though, and nicely played by the Rays shortstop to get Diaz.
How quick was Velasquez laterally to his left? I mean, watch how quickly he gets in front of this baseball. I mean, those legs. Athleticism.
Nicely done. One away. Now Jose Ramirez strike. One and one. Foul back, 1 and 2. Ramirez worked the count full against Snell in the first, and then Snell got him with a fastball. Comes upstairs with a fastball here. They've evened the count 2-2. And he lays off the curveball. And another full count on Ramirez. Foul ball. Change up there after the curveball.
Those two off-speed pitches. Let's see if he goes back and tries to overpower him again. He got him last time. Upper 90s fastball.
Oh. And he gets him right here. Strike 3 call. How about that?
Well, and you know what? That may have been in the back of Ramirez's mind. Okay, I just got 2 off-speed pitches. Here he comes. He's going to come with that fastball, and I've got to be ready for it. And then you get locked up. Wow. No argument.
Nope, there's the curveball dropping right in there for strikeout number 7. Strike 1. Edwin Encarnacion. Encarnacion, 30 homers, 96 runs batted in. Snell struck him out on a fastball at 97 in the second. This went up and in as he leans back away from that one. Encarnacion looking out at the mound. Sucre says, hey, lighten up.
Well, he's just trying to crowd him with the fastball up and in and up around the shoulders. Encarnacion, of course the hitter's not going to like that, but hey.
Well, the change off of that, down and away, 2 and 1. Three balls and a strike. Two outs, bases empty. Top of the 4th. And the pitch is down. Encarnacion walks. It's the second walk given up by Snell. Sucre goes to the mound, have a little get together with Blake Snell.
Well, you know, here's the thing. After that fastball up and in, you get that stare down by Encarnacion. Of course, Blake Snell did not react, nor should he have. You just ignore it. But after that, it was all off speed and not really near the zone. So Sucre's going out there to say, hey, don't let this little side beef over here get you off track. Let's get right back in there and get this inning over with. Smart move, veteran move.
And now Brandon Geyer, the hitter. The pitch, fastball missed, a little bit low and outside. 1-0. Big pinch hit double in Monday night's game. And the Rays eventually won 6-5. And Now a strike. 1-1. Number, then it'll be a foul ball, setting the count on a ball, 2 strikes. Lifts a fly ball right center. Alex Smith making the call and the catch to retire the side. A walk, a man left. We go to the bottom of the 4th. 2-0 Rays.
Chevy Prospect Spotlight. We go down to AAA Durham and the chase for the Governor's Cup. The Bulls find themselves down 1-0 in that best-of-5 series against Scranton Wilkes-Barre. They lost in a rain-delayed game 3-2 last night. Tonight in Game 2, Austin Pruitt goes to the mound to try to even the series at a game apiece, boys.
Yeah, and all of those games will be played in Scranton because of the bad weather. So the Durham Bulls could wind up playing all 5 of that best-of-5 series up there. 1 strike on Brandon Lau. Lau homered off Carrasco, and now hits one up the right side. That's going to be extra bases back into the corner. Lau on his way to second. He'll make the turn. Going to go for 3, and the throw is not in time. He got in there to the outside part of the bag. A leadoff triple for Brandon Lau. His first big league triple. Got it by first over the bag and up the right field line.
A hanging split right there by Carrasco. And he just hammers it into the corner, and then some aggressive base running on top of that. There's the throw. Cabrera to Lindor, throws a bullet over there to Gonzalez, but Lau cuts second base very well. That gives him the best chance to get in just ahead of that tag.
His left hand on the outfield side of the bag, and the Rays with another big threat, forcing the Indians to pull the infield in now with a man at third and nobody out. It's Kevin Kiermaier. Carrasco gets the jump and the count. Strike 1. Kiermaier 1 of 12 against this Cleveland right-hander. That hit was a home run. Gets it inside. A 1-1 count. Ball, 2 strikes.
Well, now it's all about staying away from the strikeout. Carrasco's got him to 2 strikes, needs one terribly bad here. I'm thinking if you're Kevin Kiermaier, just put this ball in play.
And he shoots it into left. Ball will be caught by Geyer, but he has to leave his feet to do it. And scoring easily is Lau, tagging up from third, and the Rays have their 3rd run of the game, 3-0.
You take advantage of a Carrasco mistake. You know, you're ahead of Kiermaier 0-2, and I think they wanted to climb the ladder there, you know, with the fastball up in the zone. 1-2. But regardless, you're well ahead in the count, and you're trying to climb the ladder here, and it just doesn't get there. You see where Perez is in that half crouch, and that pitch not as high as he wanted it. You could see Perez, you see him pop his glove because he knew that pitch was not up far enough. It cost him a run.
28th run batted in for Kiermaier. So the Rays now with a 3-0 lead. A ball, no strikes, the count on Jake Bowers. Chopper first base. Carrasco will cover, and the toss is there in time. So 2 outs. Rays with 2 runs in the first, 1 in the 4th. The bases are empty for Jesus Sucre. Carrasco comes into this game 16-8 off an 18-6 season a year ago, when he accumulated 200 innings pitched, 32 appearances, 226 strikeouts last year. It's ball 1. Carrasco came into this game with 201 strikeouts on the year this season. Has 1 so far in this game. Lindor from shortstop. Lindor makes the play. Rays get a run. We're through 4. 3-0 Tampa Bay. In his 3rd major league game, Dan Wheeler strikes out 12 Oakland A's in 6 innings, which remains a Rays rookie record. First time around for Dan Wheeler with the Devil Rays. Came back for some good times in 07 and then 08 The Rays went to the World Series.
They couldn't lay off the hook. I mean, those were like all carbon cop, one after the other. Keep getting the swing. I guess you keep throwing it.
Well, we go to the 5th inning of this game. 3-0. Rays lead, and the pitch is in there for a strike. Cabrera struck out swinging in the 2nd inning. And back to the hill. Legs tossed to first. Cabrera, the first out in the 5th. Well, the rush of the wild card race comes this weekend. The Rays take on the Athletics. And a reminder, for just $10, you can get lower corner tickets to Saturday and Sunday's playoff chase matchup. So don't miss two of the hottest teams going in baseball right now. Rays and the A's. Visit RaysBaseball.com/Oakland. Ajay Davis sends one into right. Alex Smith is there to make the catch. 3 pitches, 2 outs here in the 5th inning. Snell would like a low pitch count inning here. He made 20 pitches in the 3rd, 18 in the 4th inning. Pitch count now at 68. There you are. 2 quick outs here, and Roberto Perez, the catcher, will be the hitter. Perez, one of 2 walks given up by Snell. 7 strikeouts for Blake so far. And he finds the corner with the fastball. Strike 1. One ball, 1 strike. Two.
I tell you, I love what Blake has been doing here this afternoon. You know, if you can own both sides of the plate at 96 to 98, and then the secondary pitches have been good for you too, you put so much pressure on an opposing offense to try to come up with something.
Up and away with 97.
He's been good in, he's been good away, he's been good up. With the breaking stuff, he's been good down.
Yeah, and he started this game with a couple off-speed pitches, breaking stuff. Then broke out the fastball, and that is strike 3. The curveball, Perez. Strikeout number 8. 3-0 Rays, middle of 5. Fitting, the Rays did what they've done so often in this surge they put together. We watch Brandon Lau cut second base, efficiently running the bases, and he needed every efficient step he had to get to third there. And that set up the third run of the game. 1-0 the count to Velasquez.
You know what was interesting about that is that Brandon Lau, in between first and second, as he's heading into second base, he's picking up third. And you could see Matt Quatraro waving him. You know, he didn't go on his own. That was a calculated risk that the Rays were willing to take here off of Carrasco, because think about it. He gets thrown out at third and everybody goes, what are you trying to stretch it for a triple for? You're gonna get the first out at third base? But Quatraro was waving him in. Lau picked him up, and there you go. It turns into a run.
There's a ground ball and a base hit through the middle. Velasquez will make the turn at first, and he's aboard with a leadoff single.
Well, this is what we're talking about. Watch Brandon Lau picking up over at third. He gets to first. Okay, head to second, see the ball, pick up third, and out of the corner, watch Quatraro right here, and he's waving it. And how about that? Then telling him, get down and get wide. Good teamwork.
Well, nicely done. I'll tell you, the Rays have done a lot of small things in different facets of the game well. Now here's Malik Smith. Ground ball, that's headed up the middle. Wow, what a play by Lindor to get the force at second. Lindor stretching out with a glove, and then that glove toss to Ramirez to get the lead runner, and then try to double up Smith. No chance to do that. But wow, what a play at short by Lindor.
He was well positioned, and Malik Smith trying to steal a base hit up the middle. It's the glove flip, and there was a little bobble there by Ramirez, and that's what took him a little bit of time to try to get that ball started towards first base. Right here, a little bobble, and then by the time he is able to get it going, Malik's is like, that's the second time that he's had a hit up the middle taken away in this series.
So what's that guy doing out there? He's robbing you of hits. So Malik's at first on what turns out to be a fielder's choice. Here's Joey Wendell. It's a strike. Wendell looking for his first hit of the day. He's grounded out and popped out. Popped to third his last time. One and one. Malik's back. Malik swiped second base in the third. His 32nd steal of the year. And time requested by Wendell. Well, the Rays in September are leading the American League in hitting at 289. They've gone 8-2 in September, averaging 6.3 runs a game. The pitching's been pretty good. A team ERA of 3.34.
Score 6.3, give up 3.3. You win a lot.
2 and 1. Yeah, that's translated into a winning percentage of 8.00.
Wow.
There goes Malik's. The pitch fouled the other way and out of play. Smith will return to the bag.
Boy, and Joey Wendell thinking if I could have just gotten that ball down on the ground. Lindor over to cover, and that leaves the left side of the infield wide open on a fastball that was away. But it was up enough. He ends up fouling it away in the air. Boy, a lot of times here, too, with the Rays, you wonder, is that just a steal by Malix and Joey's on his own? Is it a hit and run? You know, it's tough to tell. Ends up working out like a hit and run, or at least an attempt.
Fly ball lifted toward left center. Geyer's making the call. 2 gone.
Well, now you fully expect within the first pitch or two for Malix Smith to take off. 2 outs, just like he did his last time up. I mean, he was out there at first base with 2 outs and immediately stole second.
Well, a hot hitter at the plate at Tommy Pham hit the ball hard his first time and got Edvi Gonzalez down at third for a single, extending his hitting streak to 16. And then he drew a walk in the third. Alex Smith at first, 2 outs in the 5th. And another move over there.
I love this little cat and mouse game. Yeah, he's thinking the same thing that we are. This is the last time he took off, so I'm going to throw over, then a long hold and step off to see if there's any twitching down there, any giveaway by Malix. You expect him to go.
And the pitch just missed low.
And he went fast that time. You know, he came set, pause, and go. So he's trying, you know, as the right-hander, as a lot of them do, you're just trying to change up your times to the plate.
Now Malix goes. The pitch is fouled back. Fastball, and the count goes to 1-1. Yeah, sometimes you try to hurry and the body hurries and the arm lags behind and you miss up.
That's those are the things that you really have to work on. You know, and know that that's part of your game plan. You have a slide step that's built in. Because if you're a guy that has a normal leg kick, doesn't really work on the slide step or have one, and then you try to go to one because there's a base steal over there, yeah, you put yourself in all sorts of bad predicaments.
One is lifted foul, headed toward the seats. It's back of first. The count goes to a ball, 2 strikes. Runner goes, and the pitch dropped at the plate, and it's a stolen base without a play. Malix Smith picks up steal number 2 of the day and number 33 on the year.
Try as you might, still was not able to keep Malix from swiping second. I think everybody in the building knew that at some point he was going to go, and Perez trying to backhand that ball and come up throwing.
Malix now tied with Whit Merrifield for the league lead in steals. The cut, the miss. Pham out on strikes, and the Rays will leave a runner. Ball game heads into the 6th. It's 3-0 Tampa Bay. piled up 8 strikeouts in this game, walking 2. Those are the only base runners through 5 innings and 73 pitches. The Rays opened the scoring early when G-Man Choi struck for a 2-run homer in the first, his 7th home run of the year. He's added a run in the 4th inning on the sacrifice fly by Kevin Kiermaier after the leadoff triple from Brandon Lau. So we go to inning number 6. Harry Gonzalez leads off and hits one on the ground to second. Lau with the play. Gonzalez is out of there. Blake in pursuit of his 19th win. Here's the breakout for him.
Boy, heavy on the curveball, and it's been good. You know, the fastball, like we said earlier, has been good to both sides of the plate. Change up, sprinkle those in. Curveball has not gone to the slider. It's funny with that curveball and slider. A lot of it is just maybe one of the pitches is superior that day. You have a better feel for it. Who knows why? A lot of it, you know, game plan. Could be hitter specific, team specific.
Lindor takes a changeup low. Lindor 0 for 2, ground ball to short, and then he struck him out with a curveball on a 3-2 pitch in the 3rd. There's one. 1-1. Blake retired the first 70 faced, then the walk. It's upstairs. Then he got the next 4 hitters and gave up a walk. Since then, he's retired 5 straight. So the only base runners, the Perez walk in the 3rd, the Encarnacion walk in the 4th. Now 3 balls and a strike. Ground ball headed to short. Velasquez to first, and that takes care of Lindor. Couple of ground balls here in the 6th. Reminder, coming up Friday on Rays Live, the pregame show presented by your local Honda dealer. With the Oakland A's in town, the AL wildcard chase heats up. NBA will break down that powerful bat of the Oakland DH, Chris Davis. Here's Yandy Diaz, struck out and grounded out. Fastball away. Upstairs. 2 balls, no strikes. Like another baseball. And a popper, shallow right. Alex Smith is there to make the catch. And 1, 2, 3. Go the Indians in the 6th. Still nothing more than the 2 walks allowed by Snell, and the Rays lead 3-0. by Eldorado Furniture, a different kind of furniture store for over 50 years. And by your local Ford dealers. On to the bottom of inning 6. G-Man Choi stepping in. He got the Rays started with a 2-run homer in the first. Takes a strike.
You having fun today?
I am. This is great.
It is great.
Yep, it's been fun. And now pitch down around Choi's feet. He takes a look out there and says, "Hey, what's up?"
Well, that's probably a little bit of a pace. You see, he stays right behind it. He is trying to zip that ball in there. I think the Indians sending a message after Encarnacion getting pushed back.
Comes away smiling. What else would you expect?
That was a pretty unique reaction right there.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we're all good here, right?
Smile diplomacy. Get down into the dirt this time.
He gets another one in there, and he will not be smiling, and nor will the Rays bench.
Well, the Indians have only 2 walks today, so they're trying to stir it up a little bit. That's a strike, says Paul Nart. And it's now 2-2.
No, that's not.
And he goes out a little bit more there. Not going to extend it that far.
Seeing what the limits are. He's thinking maybe Paul Nart is going to take the early flight home.
The extendo edge on the outside corner. Full count now, 3-2. And a swing and a miss. Choi's out on strikes for the second time. First out here in the Rays half of the 6th. It caught the middle of the plate. Choi just pulled off it. Brandon Lau. Breaking ball over for a strike. Lau opened the 4th with a triple and scored on Kiermaier's fly ball. Ball up and away. Carrasco, 31 years old, originally with the Phillies, signed by the Phillies in 03. 09, part of the big trade between the Indians and the Phillies. That involved Cliff Lee. And all the individuals in that trade no longer active, with the exception, the notable exception of Carlos Carrasco, who's a 16-game winner this year.
And if I remember correctly, I think when that trade was made, all 4 of the guys that the Indians got back in that trade were on the disabled list at the time in the minor leagues. I remember sitting back in the coaching room with Andrew Friedman when that came across, was scrolling across, and he's looking at the take and he's like, hey, every single one of those guys on the DL right now.
Well, that might be why some of them didn't last that long.
You may be right.
2-2 the count on Lau. Kiermaier will be next. And again, bounce foul. Oh, and a gallant attempt.
Yeah.
But that ball ricochets into
You got to go get it. You got to go get it now, though. Now
Herrera will help him out.
Get booed.
Yeah.
I mean, he went out there aggressively. You got to love the pluck. Trying to save Romo, who's stretching, and he just knees it out into right field and then gives up on it. That's the part you don't like. Romo's not going to put a glove on his knee.
Oh, a swing and a miss. Lau is out of there Off speed, got him. Well, going into the 5th inning, Carrasco had only 1 strikeout. Now he has 3 in a row. He got banned to end the 5th. Choi and Lau to open the 6th. 2 outs, bases empty for Kevin Kiermaier. Pitch is down. Kiermaier picking up the run, batted in. The line drive to left in the 4th inning.
I got an idea, Dwayne.
Okay.
You know, the way that the game is played nowadays, I say we go away from extra innings. Forget extra innings.
Really?
You end up tied after 9,
Yep.
dance off. Dance off.
Oh, there's a shot into center field. That's going to roll all the way to the wall. Kiermaier's on his way to second, speeds it up. He's going to shoot for 3, and the throw is not going to be in time. Triple for Kiermaier. That's his 8th 3-base hit. Turned on the afterburners.
Now you can see this ball. He knows he hit it hard. It's going to get to the wall, and he is off to the races. Get right there, make that turn at second, and huffing and puffing all the way into 3rd.
Hitting it hard is right, 110 off the bat. Perfectly placed through the outfield. Well, the 2nd triple of the day for the Rays. And now a trip to the mound. Carl Willis, pitching coach for Cleveland, heads out there. Jake Bauers due up. Enhance your next game day experience with the MLB Ballpark app. Access and manage your tickets. Enjoy check-in offers, exclusive content, and a lot more. So download the MLB Ballpark app today. Well, Kiermaier's at 3rd for Bauers. The ball to the wall and right in the 2nd, out on a ground ball to 1st in the 4th. Now trying to pick up an additional run with 2 outs in the 6th inning. One. Bauers so far 1 hit in this series. The first time up here Friday night he homered. Went 1 for 4. 0 for 3 with a walk last night. And nothing out of 2 so far today. Looking for contact here. Trying to get the run home. He'll take a base hit to do it. 2-1.
Or maybe one of those that skips away from Perez.
Could be. We've had a wild pitch already. And another save by Perez on 1.
Indians cannot afford to give up anything else. The way that Blake Snell is throwing the baseball, down by 3 already.
Cut and a miss. That pitch disappeared. 2-2. Rays now 2nd in the American League in triples with the 2 today. The White Sox have 37 and the Rays 36. Full count. And he draws a walk. Well, the 3rd walk issued by Carrasco puts Bowers to first base. Kiermaier already at third, and Jesus Sucre with a couple of ground ball outs today, trying to snap an 0 for 16. Grounded to third and to short. Ground ball to third, down to second for the force, and the Rays do not score, leaving two. We head into the seventh. 3-0 Tampa Bay.
Here this afternoon, and we talked about his pitch breakout, the fastball up in the zone, both sides of the plate. The curveball has taken center stage today. A lot of swings and misses on that pitch, some change-ups just to keep these guys honest. But really, whatever Blake Snell is doing right now has been working against this lineup, and he looks to continue it as we get into the latter stages.
He'll face Ramirez, Encarnacion, and Geyer in the seventh inning. 82 pitches through 6, and the only base runners for Cleveland coming on a couple of walks to Perez in the third and Encarnacion in the fourth. Ramirez twice has struck out, and the pitch to him is down. 1 ball, no strikes. Snell got Ramirez swinging through a 98-mile-per-hour fastball in the first. Got him looking at a curveball in the fourth, and both times on 3-2 counts. Falls behind him 2-0 right now.
You know, the one thing that noticed here this afternoon with Blake Snell and the curveball is he's been changing speeds with it. We've seen it anywhere from 79 up to 83, 84.
And promptly behind 3-0. There's a strike. Three and one. And the foul ball will take it to 3-2. So for the third straight time, a full count here on Jose Ramirez. The foul ball lifted down the left side. That's headed out of play. And a high fly ball back into left. Pham's going to go back to the track. That's going to get out of here. Home run on a 3-2 pitch, and Cleveland's on the board As Ramirez hits his 38th home run of the year. And it's 3-1. Gives him 99 runs batted in.
You know, the previous pitch was a curveball that Ramirez got to and fouled it off impressively, and then he got a hanger. And that became just a little bit too easy for Ramirez after a long at-bat.
Edwin Encarnacion, fastball on the outside part of the plate at 98, strike one.
Some anger behind that pitch or what?
16th home run given up. 0-2 here on Encarnacion. So the Indians have their first run, first hit. Encarnacion fouls that one back. Into the dirt. A ball, 2 strikes. Well, 6 no-hit innings before the home run. 8 strikeouts, a couple of walks. 1-2 to Encarnacion. That's low. Geyer's on deck. Ooh, a little foul ball that got a part of Sucre. Ball rolls in behind the plate. Sucre will try to walk that off. Rays have 3 runs, 6 hits. Cleveland 1 run on 1 hit. Blake, mid-90s in pitch count. Alvarado on the move down there in the bullpen. And the fly ball, center field. Kiermaier already under it and waiting. It's out number 1 in the 7th. So the fly ball to shallow center following the home run. And now Brandon Geyer, who has grounded to shortstop and lifted a fly ball into right, handled by Malik Smith. Well, Alvarado begins to throw, and he's joined by Chaz Rowe. Fastball is wide. Still 98 on that fastball from Blake Snell. The tapper. It'll be gloved by Wendell, and the throw to first. Snell came off the mound. He wound up near the bag at third as Wendell came in to make that play.
That's a smart play by Blake Snell. You know, you pop off the mound because you want to make the play. You're the guy responsible for throwing the pitch, and if you feel like you can make it, you want to do that. But then he notices Joey Wendell closing quickly and says, you know what, I'll let the professional infielder. And so he pulled off, and that is a very heady play by Blake. Much easier for Wendell moving towards first base than Blake moving away.
Well, a little get together on the hill. Blake Snell and Sucre. It's the situation in the bullpen. Rowe the righty, Alvarado the lefty. And the pitch count for Blake Snell stands at 98. Made 104 pitches the last time out against Baltimore. First pitch is down to Cabrera. Cabrera has struck out and gone out pitcher first. Blake falls behind 2-0. 6 2/3 under his belt. And now he has Cabrera out front with the changeup. Since coming off the disabled, this is as deep into a game as he has gone. 6 2/3. Again, made 104 pitches his last time out. And the ground ball foul. That was number 102 right there to even the count. A 2-run ball game, 3-1. Top of the 7th. Swing and just a little piece of the fastball at 98 miles per hour.
Just got out of the glove of Sucre, and you could see his frustration with not being able to corral that foul tip.
And he got him that time. A strikeout of Cabrera. 9 strikeouts. The home run to lead off the 7th breaks up a potential no-hitter and gets Cleveland on the board. 7th inning stretch time. Rays 3, Cleveland 1. Toyota, let's go places. And by your local Honda dealer. Ted Williams Museum right there. At the Stand the Man Musial. And Ty Cobb. It's a great spot to peruse. Cut and a miss here by Velasquez. Andrew Velasquez leading off the bottom of the 7th. Alex Smith will be next, and then Wendell. Velasquez picked up a hit.
Nice recovery again. You know, not backing down, Dwayne. You take one off your knee like that. Yeah, you look at it. It's all right. That's all right. He kept it in front. Got right to it. He'd make that play.
Protecting the fellas down there.
Yeah, well, you know, again, Sergio Romo kind of laying out there, stretching, getting himself ready to potentially lock this game down. You got to come hot off that bench and make a play.
Two balls, 2 strikes.
That is show hair right there. that is show hair.
And strike 3 called to Velasquez. Strikeout number 5 on the day. Miller gets up in the bullpen just off the disabled list. We saw Andrew Miller in the game Monday coming off the list and pitch an inning, picking up a couple strikeouts.
Boy, he looked good doing it too.
Here's Malik Smith. It's ball 1. Alex with a couple steals, had a base hit in the 3rd. Reached on a fielder's choice in the 5th when he thought he had another hit. But the Indians got the force play in 2nd. 1-1 now. So 33 stolen bases on the year from Alex. Their first place tie in the stolen base department in the American League. Chopper, this one gloved by Carrasco. That'll be out number 2. 2 up, 2 down. Rays got to Carrasco for the 2 runs on the G-Man Choi home run in the 1st. Lau opened with a triple in the 4th, and Kiermaier got him home with a line drive to left. And Cleveland picking up 1 hit. That was a leadoff home run in the 7th inning by Jose Ramirez on a 3-2 pitch. Joey Wendell. He did go, says Mark Carlson down at 3rd on the appeal. Lifts it into center. Rajay Davis is there to make the catch. And Davis due to lead off the 8th. When we come back, it will be 3-1 Rays headed into inning number 8.
Put together by Blake Snell, who continues his run of dominance here at Tropicana Field, and he had Indians hitters all over the place, swinging at curveballs, changeups. Right there, the one curveball left up in the zone, and that was really after a curveball that Jose Ramirez got to. You can see he followed the pitch well. He got a hanger, was able to get it out of here, but that would be the only blemish on the afternoon for Blake. 1 run, 1 hit, 7 strong innings. 9 punch outs, and he will now give way to Chaz Rowe and the rest of the Rays bullpen looking to close out this ball game.
And Greg Allen will pinch hit for Rajay Davis to lead off the 8th. Rowe on for the 54th time. Davis was 0 for 2, and the switch hitter Allen from the left side now. He takes the ball. 38 on the year. Allen started the first game in center field. It's pop foul out of play, 1-1. Kipnis started last night in center. Rajay Davis today. There's Alonso on deck. He'll pinch hit next. Roberto Perez scheduled to be the next hitter. So Terry Francona going to his bench in the 8th inning. Rowe is ahead of Allen. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And strike 3 call. Started wide and broke over.
I think it may have started wide and stayed wide. Here's the thing. When you see this pitch, Dwayne, what in the world could Greg Allen have done with it? I mean,
so that's the 10th strikeout for Rays pitching.
a 47-inch bat could have fouled it off.
And now Yonder Alonso pitch hits for Perez. That's a ball.
Well, we've seen, Paul Nard from both sides, widen that strike zone a little bit, but that a little extreme. Rays will take it.
Two and 0. Alonso has been at first base in each of the first 2 games. Pinch hitting in the 8th. It's fouled out of play. Andrew Miller continues to throw in the bullpen for Cleveland. Rowe misses wide. Not enough break on that one. He's behind 3-1. There's Miller down there. Atchison looking over Miller.
A lot of wisdom.
Yep.
Being given to Andrew Miller.
Rowe walks the pinch hitter Alonso. You don't want to start walking people. Well, if Rays pitchers strike out 10 hitters today, which they've done, visit CanesStrikeout.com for a printed home voucher. Take it to Canes Furniture within 7 days. Receive a coupon for 2 free tacos and chips at participating Tijuana Flats. Restrictions apply. Alonso draws the walk, and Adam Rosales will run for him. And now Josh Donaldson will hit for Gonzalez. So 3 straight pinch hitters and a pinch runner in action here. Pitch is a strike. Donaldson made his Cleveland debut in last night's game, playing third base, and went 0 for 4. And 1 strikeout on the evening last night. Ground ball third, picked by Wendell. Second base 1, first base 2. 5-4-3 on the double play. Wendell, Loud to Bowers, and the Rays get out of the 8th inning. There's the start of the double play. Rays lead it 3-1. The 8th, best record since the first day of August. The Cardinals in their resurgence, 27-11. The A's 25-11, and the Rays 25-12. Just a step ahead of Boston since then, 24-12. So those are the 4 hot teams in baseball. Andrew Miller, the new pitcher, and the Rays will take on Oakland beginning Friday night. In that series, that's a 7-10 first pitch. Oakland in over the weekend for 3. 1 ball, 1 strike to count on Pham as he faces Andrew Miller. 7 innings for Carrasco. And Pham could not check. He's down in the count. 1-2. Strike 3 called. It's the first out in the bottom of the 8th.
There was not much fairness built into that sequence of pitches by Andrew Miller. Yeah, he makes Tommy Pham aware of the slider down and in, and about the time he gets thinking about that, how about 95 on the edge away?
One gone in the 8th. Here's G-Man Choi. And that's a strike. Carrasco and Miller working on the mound. We saw Rosales a moment ago at third. Allen's in center. Ground ball. That's going to get through the right side. Choi bounces one into right field. His second hit. Hit number 7 for the Rays. Haas is the new catcher. Brandon Loud due up, but Adames will pinch hit for him. There's Greg Allen you saw in center. So Adames come on to hit for Lau. Wow, went 1 for 3, a triple and a run scored today, and now they lift the left-handed bat of Lau for the right-handed bat of Adames against Miller. 263 on the year for Willie with 8 home runs. Over that one. Building in 2. Checked on that one as it made its way out of the zone. 1 and 2. And Adames is out on strikes.
I'll tell you, that is such a filthy slider, and you've got to account for that pitch, and then you talk about the velocity he's able to create. Andrew Miller, a deceptive delivery, the way that he's able to sweep that pitch.
Yeah, it's no picnic at the plate when you face this guy.
Oh, he has become and is one of the most dominant relievers in the game today. Done it over a period of time.
Kiermaier in against him. Strike 1.
He just kind of slings it, you know, long arms, long legs, really good stuff, some deception.
And a roller. Ramirez with the toss to Lindor, and the Rays are out in the 8th inning. We're headed on to the 9th. Rays 3, Cleveland 1. Three 7-0 for the Rays. 1-1-0 for Cleveland. Our game moves into the 9th inning. Blake Snell and Carlos Carrasco each worked 7 innings. Chaz Rowe worked the 8th for the Rays, and now Jose Alvarado is on for the 64th time. Hard throwing lefty. Blake Snell, 7 innings, 1 hit, 1 run, 9 strikeouts, 2 walks, 104 pitches, leaves with a 2.03 ERA. And leading off is Francisco Lindor. He takes a strike. You saw Velasquez move over to play second with Adames, who pinch hit, stay in the game and play short. one even with that move. The Rays continue to showcase a rookie infield. And there's Romo at the ready in the bullpen up the right field line. One and two. Fastball at 97.
An overpowering fastball. Good slider to go along with it. You've got some tough hitters. You know, the Rays are going to close this thing out. They are going to earn it.
And strike three call. Lindor looks at out number one right there. The 11th strikeout for Rays pitching.
Well, obviously not looking for that. That 98 ends up right down the middle. Two-seamer.
Here's Yandy Diaz, who's been at first base today for Cleveland. Pulls away from the fastball a little close. A strikeout, a ground out, and a broken bat in the fourth inning. And a ground ball to short. Nice play by Velasquez, who was there at the time. Fly ball to right as last time. Two and 0. On deck is Jose Ramirez, who was accounted for the Cleveland run. A 2-0 count to Diaz. Now a strike. 2-1. Rays Live, the post game coming up, presented by WB Mason. Rich and Orestes anchoring the coverage, talking about Blake Snell's performance and the push to the Cy Young Award. We'll hear from Kevin Cash as well. Foul the other way. Out of play it goes, and the count is 2 balls, 2 strikes. Snell for 7. Chaz Rowe worked the 8th. Oh, it's Jose Alvarado. And a cut and a miss. That slider strikes out Diaz. Back-to-back strikeouts here in the 9th inning.
Alvarado starts this pitch right down the middle of the plate and just buries it below the zone. Well, you start your swing, and just as Diaz does that, that ball starts its descent, and it's out number 2.
Jose Ramirez, a couple of strikeouts, and then the home run. All of that off Snell, who gave up the 1 hit, the 1 run, and that was the home run. Strike 1. 98 with the fastball. And a fly ball right field. Malik Smith is there, and the Rays win it. Rays win this one. It's a 3-1 final, and they take the series from the Indians 2-1 as Blake Snell goes to 19-5, 1 away from the coveted 20. Back in a moment.